Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to Zero Tolerance TV. This is finally the end of this here first best of 7 from way back, almost 20 years ago, which is crazy. What was it? The Tucson Team League got a pretty spicy one here for the last game, which is an exciting matchup. NaDa took down Sync last game, so he's going to be continuing on. He evened it up for SG, and he's going to have to face off against Reach now, which is pretty tough for, you know, everybody ever who had to play against Reach. He's pretty good, and looks like he's up in the top left here. I think it looks like orange Protoss and yellow Terran are the spawns we got here. It's going to be pretty difficult to mix up who the players are this time. We'll know who's winning for sure. And you know, one of the positives of being such an inconsistent uploader is that I have totally forgotten who wins all of these matches. So I think my plan to turn this season into a spoiler-free VOD pack worked out. Hello, Bella. My cat is here because she hears me casting and decides this is the time to come say hi. What's up? Yeah. Come say hi to everyone. Oh, she's not. Okay, alright, you got it. She doesn't like being picked up. It's too bad. You know, it would have been nice to have something to distract us for the beginning of this game, but sometimes she just doesn't want to play ball. It doesn't look like we're having anything cheesy here. This is a pretty, Reach is actually just scouting for proxies with this probe before even going over to try to find NaDa. Actually, no, I think he's just scouting the top right main first. This is probably a 4-player map. It kind of looked weird, just coming across the bridge. In my brain, I was just assuming there was a second bridge that you could go across, but I don't actually know this map, and it looks like that's not the case, so yeah, he's just going over to scout the top right base first. But again, this was not like a super early scout or anything like that. Stop that. Look at this. She's here just to annoy me. That's it. She wants to chew on a paper bag now. Stupid cat. Yeah, you go over there. Looks like, yep. So NaDa has started scouting. Definitely later than Reach. And he's not blocking off at all and is going to be taking his gas. So both players now with gas. Looks like, I mean, NaDa's gas was like damn near done. It may have even been quicker than Reach's, which is maybe not exactly standard. That was 4 probes, by the way. Oh my god, what are you doing? Alright, 1 second. I need to... Alright, she's gone. There's the factory for NaDa. And yeah, Reach is definitely going to be able to scout that. So he has perfect information here. It looks like NaDa should also have perfect information. It's not really like there's much for Protoss to hide at this point anyway. You have to go gateway into Cybercore. That's just how it works. The only other alternative is like if you're cannon rushing or something. The only real thing that you could find out would be, did they make 2 gates? And we did not see that from Reach. In fact, Reach still has his probe alive. I think there's 2 Marines out now. So yeah, there are 2 Marines chasing this probe down. So it should be dying any moment. And there it is. So now he can do something tricksy if that's what his plan was, but I don't think it is. It looks to me like these players are both going to be pretty comfortable just going into a longer game. That is NaDa starting his machine shop, and that's an academy. Okay. Definitely going to need academy for comsat and scouting, but oh, you know what? This might be a Marine play. This might be a bio, like a Marine tank push or something, and oof, that's not good for NaDa. That is not good at all. Robotics facility is going to be really strong against a Marine attack. Now, we don't see any extra barracks yet, so It's going to be tough for him to build a lot of Marines. One Vulture out, and I don't see the machine shop spinning. I don't know, maybe he's going to build like 1 tank, 2 tanks and go with that. But I think that NaDa does want to hit early. Now, you know, he might just be trying to hit before any Reavers can come out. And if he can do that with Stim and like... Oh no, he's going more Vultures. That machine shop must be... Yeah, okay, he's getting mines, I would think. Concept for scouting. I still only see 1 barracks. Medic pops. Is this... Maybe it's not like an all-in sort of thing. It's going to be like a strong attack here with some Vultures with mines. Plus bio made from 1 barracks. And then he'll just expand after? I'm not sure exactly what the plan is here. I imagine there was a depot being made right under the academy. Unfortunately for NaDa, this attack is not really... Well, Reach knows about it now. But it wasn't going to catch him off guard anyway. You know, it's not like he made a natural that was risky here. So I don't think this was ever really going to be a terrifying attack for him to hold. It is pretty annoying to be taking damage on this goon from these Vultures, though. Looks like it should get away, and it does, yeah. Even forcing maybe a few of these mines to be placed earlier than he wanted. Now, there are mines on the ramp. Are they getting targeted down? 1 did, 2 did maybe. A couple mines finished, though. One goon taken out there. But still 2 goons up on the high ground and 2 on the low ground. So I don't think this is going to work out. And there is the CC to follow up. So this wasn't all in. This was just a strong pressure move. Reach had the tech he wanted to deal with those mines anyway. We saw that observatory out, so it wasn't like he was going to get pinned in his base by that or anything. And the robotic support bay is here. So if this had been a big Marine attack and it was still going on, it probably would have been stopped by a Reaver. Yeah, Reavers are just so good against bio. Now, what NaDa did get out of this is just an earlier expansion. He's already started his command center. Reach is sending a probe out. Might be looking to... Looks like there's a 3rd. What would normally be a 3rd over there to the east of his main. And I think the probe may be going over there to build a base. Nope. It's actually just slipping out to get a bit of scouting done. And his probe is probably going to be building a nexus in his natural. So, I mean, I think this pressure worked out. Obviously, like, he didn't sacrifice too much. Lost some Vultures there. Killed 1 Dragoon, so not a big actual, you know, amount of damage. But just delaying this expansion for a while, getting his own command center started while Reach is still playing defensively, forcing Reach to make a lot of units before his Nexus as well. There is the Nexus started now. Tank's clearing out what I think was the probe. Yeah, and his command center is already done, and Reach just started his Nexus. So it's going to be tough for... no, I shouldn't say it's going to be tough, but that is just a little advantage there for NaDa. And of course, Bella is back. We'll give her a second chance. Maybe she'll shut up this time. Or maybe she'll go right... Yeah, alright, that's what I thought. Get out. Just a little note, when you kick your cat out of your room, you should close the door. Okay, there's actually a shuttle that just got repelled there. Definitely not one to pause the video. And okay, it's got a Reaver and a Dragoon in it. No Zealots here to absorb tank shots. But he's got a Reaver in the base here. Marine's coming up to deal with it, but that's not a good way to kill a Reaver. There's a tank here. Honestly, it might get picked off. There's no defense for it. Nothing to shoot up to stop this this shuttle. Although what ends up happening is the Dragoon is just straight up abandoned. But here we go into the mineral line. How much damage can we get? How many are you going to kill? All right, kills the tank and a couple SCVs there. Already the drop is decent. Another Scarab. 1. Okay, well, still something. Vulture there as well. This Reaver still has really good HP. More SCVs going down. So this drop, honestly, is going to do way more damage than the early attack did. Oh my god! How did that not kill anything? What? The dud, bro. But, you know, Ah, big hit there. Actually, a lot of SCVs clumped up as they were sent back to the mineral line. Reach kind of fooled NaDa there, I think. Made it look like he was going to try to kill the tank, and didn't catch on to the actual target being the SCVs, so ends up losing quite a few there. Now he might actually kill off this tank. No. Trying to get back into the main mineral line. I'm not sure there's a ton more damage you can get here. Probably a little, but it's not going to be too much, but another died. Okay. And I think the Reaver died. I believe it's dead. Although, you know what? NaDa is playing like it's not, and I think he knows better than me. So, looks like it's still in there. Looking for damage you can do. Maybe going to drop on that tank? No. NaDa was actually getting pushed at the front there a little bit. Reach had his Dragoons. Just testing the defenses, seeing what was what. And shuttle flying home. Gonna get spotted by that barracks, but obviously you don't care so much on your way home. If you get scouted, more on your way there. So a nice drop from Reach there. Definitely got a good amount of damage done. Killed, I think, probably like 6, 7 SCVs, something like that. A couple vultures, and I believe he got a tank as well. Yeah, he did kill one tank. Was able to finish off the tank, the Dragoon bruised. And in the meantime, Reach now setting up his third. Oh, the Reaver's solo. Pick it up. Pick it up. And does pick it up in time. So Reaver is still alive. Going to be able to regenerate its shields. And these vultures really just getting nothing done here. I think one got killed by the Reaver. The rest do live. So it wasn't like he lost a lot, but didn't get much out of it either. And second Reaver done for Reach now. Yeah, I think I gotta give the slight edge to Reach, but this game's still super playable. Almost like the lost mining time. Well, no, I mean like 6 SCVs is worse than losing the mining time there, but it was a pretty good drop. I think it took Reach from a little behind to a little bit ahead, so definitely worth his time there. And yeah, he will be one base up soon. So I wonder what NaDa's plan is from here. Gonna be moving out with tanks. I don't think this is enough, though. Well, it's actually a decent number of tanks. He can definitely push forward a bit. I'm just not sure if this is enough to actually make some sort of meaningful attack. Oh, that Dragoon! Run away, Dragoon! Run away! Choose life! Okay, he does run away. It looks like he was trying to suicide himself onto those vultures. Wanted to die a glorious death, but, you know, living to fight another day is often a better plan. See, the Templar Archive is done. So I imagine Storm is on the way. Templar are going to be start popping out as well. Templar are going to be start popping out as well. Starting. There we go. I knew it was wrong. It was like, that sounds stupid. I just don't know why. Oh, by the way, there's a shuttle in NaDa's base. I think this is a double Reaver here, so lots of potential for damage. I'm going to drop on this tank. Can he focus it down? He does kill the tank. Did both Reavers die there? I think one Reaver died and the other was picked up. But we'll see. I mean, it doesn't... Yeah, I'm not sure. It may have been both Reavers. It definitely was not worth 2 Reavers. I think maybe he lost like that very low health Reaver and saved the other one. I'm not sure. Could just be Cope. Actually, NaDa catching some of Reach's Dragoons here in the middle of the map. Vultures coming in behind to block the retreat, and tanks pushing up. So really just a rout on these Dragoons. Very nice engagement there for NaDa. Some more Dragoons do rally up to make sure that those 3 will live, but not great value for Reach. Definitely want to be paying attention to your units more than that. So he does have his third up now, so 1 base ahead for Reach. His upgrades should be on the way. I don't think that Forge was spinning yet. But the big thing here is that Templar are starting to pop out. Nice catch there on that probe, actually. Is very annoying if the Protoss can start getting a base up outside of their main, you know, especially if they start using one of the other mains. It can get kind of hard for Terran to properly contain the Protoss, but obviously not going to be something that NaDa has to worry about quite yet. Oh man, is he going to get the Templar? He gets 1, but also baits out some Storms. More Vultures coming in, picking off the second Templar. Nice job from NaDa to pick off those really, really important gas units with just some Vultures. And even forcing out storms is nice too, so really nice attack there. 4 DTs up at the third for Reach. I wonder what his plan is with those, if those are for maybe some sort of counterattack, or if the idea is to stop the main attack from the Terran with it. Although it doesn't look like that's what NaDa's plan is. Now Reach does have a probe building a base over in that northeast main now, so he is going to be able to get his 4th up while NaDa takes his 3rd. So it looks like both these players just want to go and move into a longer game. This is a ton of Zealots for Reach, though. Kind of the sort of thing you start doing when you're ready to attack. Now this one Reaver is making his last stand. Nice mine there. Ooh, yes, the Reaver will die. Thought maybe he could get one more off. Building some cannons, but I think these Vultures can actually DPS down the cannons before they finish. They don't have crazy upgrades yet, I imagine, but probably enough to kill 2 warping cannons, and the other Vultures just laying some mines, so really annoying to deal with. Yeah, we're going to have to see what Reach decides to do, and I guess it's going to be walk his Dragoons in and actually kill them. Okay, now there's an Observer here, so he will be able to stop the Vultures from canceling this Nexus, and he's going to kill them all off. So at the end of the day, you know, kind of just like an equal trade for these players. It is annoying for Reach, so I guess the Vultures probably worked out. They also did get the Reaver kill, so that's nice. Reavers can be very annoying, especially when they're in dropships. There's the bio shows up and does not quite kill the shuttle, so he's going to get to keep scouting with it. Definitely no Reaver in there, though. I think if there were a Reaver in that shuttle, we'd have seen something a little bit earlier. Looks like we missed a probe transfer, and these Vultures tried to get into that base location again, but a nice block from Reach. Probably just the same Dragoons he sent over there to deal with the Vultures the first time. So the earlier attack from Reach actually kind of stymieing his follow-up. Look at all these Zealots. I mean, it can be good. Oh, actually a fleet beacon. All right. It kind of makes more sense now. Obviously, carriers are super gas intensive. Lots of minerals too, but you just get more minerals. And yeah, they're basically like even numbers, mineral and gas, so really gas intensive. The Vultures are running in here, just dropping mines. Nice pop there on those Zealots. Yeah, I mean, it's whatever. He got 1 Dragoon. There are a ton of Zealots here, so I don't think Reach is too worried about losing some, but he's going to need a pretty strong army to try to repel that tank force if it ever comes across the map. This is double upgrades, so definitely could be thinking about some sort of 3-2 timing. Oh, Shuttle dies. No more scouting for you, Shuttle. Turrets made at that location to kill it off. And Reach now is moving out. These Zealots, this Zealot swarm is getting out on the map. 3rd Stargate coming up, so this is going to be a pretty heavy carrier investment. Thought maybe he was just going to do 2 gate and try to get to that 4. Really, that's considered like when carriers start to be good. But his plan is actually to have a 5 carrier timing. Oh, the mines! Actually, pretty good splits from Reach, so not much damage done there. Actually, probably damaging the Vultures more than the Zealots with these mines, so not exactly working out. Still a few more mines to be laid, but really everything just gets taken out, and I think that NaDa is starting, not to throw, but like these Vulture attacks maybe need to stop. Should probably start to do an actual timing attack here. It feels like he doesn't know yet that it's a carrier, but maybe he does. Look at that pretty big tank ball, and it is actually moving forward, so yeah, he is attacking now. Zealots filing in, but there's just such a huge number of tanks. They're not getting that much damage done. Now Dragoons in behind are going to help with a lot of DPS, and actually it looks like there are enough Zealots here, and Reach may push this back. The Zealots are all dead now, though, and that is still a pretty decent number of tanks. No anti-air for this carrier, that 1 carrier we saw that was finished, but, you know, 1 carrier is going to take a hell of a long time to kill these tanks. And, oh my god, Reach, he's going into a 4th Stargate. What a psycho. So let's try to, let's see what NaDa's going to do with this army, where he wants to go. Looks like he's going over to the 3rd. Okay, so he's going to position his tanks in between the 2 bases, but with no anti-air, There is going to be a time when these carriers just kind of get to kill tanks for free. Vultures attacking into this base, but honestly, I think that Reach should be focusing not on the vultures with his carriers, but killing the tanks and letting his goons deal with those, and he is now doing that. Gonna kill off a decent number of tanks for free here, and, you know, this might be enough to hold the attack. I think NaDa didn't realize it was carriers quickly enough. He just had 0 anti-air with his army, and ended up losing quite a bit to those carriers. Goliath's now starting to pop out, but this is the first 3 Goliaths, so they're not ready to fight those carriers yet. He's gonna need at least a control group to go and fight, and in that meantime, we might see a couple more carriers finish. Now, once we get to a high enough number, carriers actually fight pretty well against Goliaths, especially on a map that has a lot of rivers like this, and there's lots of ledges here. I think this is probably a pretty decent carrier map. So we'll have to see what NaDa can do to fight these carriers Reach has made. And really, he's almost successfully transitioned. And just look at the minimap. I know it's blurry, it's tough to see, but there is really not much orange on Reach's side of the map. 3 more carriers have finished, so we're up to 5 now. They're going to be building interceptors, probably just going to have those done by the time NaDa can get anywhere near his base. I think Reach has successfully transitioned here. And, you know, now that the scariest part is over, it's going to be tough for NaDa, I think. It's going to depend. I mean, maybe Reach, you know, sometimes you can always fuck up. It's true, it happens. I remember casting a game, a boxer game on Paradox, where, just for anyone who hasn't seen it, that's the map where a lot of Terrans were just off-racing his Protoss because it seems so bad for Terran. But his opponent had transitioned into carriers. There was nothing Boxer could really have done about it, but he just ended up dropping Goliaths underneath the carriers and killing them anyway. It was the clutchest shit ever. So, yeah, you never counted him out. Goliaths are still great units, but this is the sort of thing I expect Reach to be doing a lot of. Hitting a base and running. Hitting the small, you know, killing a couple Goliaths and running. Just not losing carriers. Slowly gaining value with them. And eventually you can choke out a Terran with that sort of play. So, yeah, I think it's going to be tough for NaDa. We'll see, though. Reach also has another main that he's starting to build gateways into. And that is something that can be very tough for Terran to deal with when you're using these kind of slow mech units. Reach coming back to this base, picking off another turret, and then running. Looks like, yeah, there's DTs mixed in with this army, and this might be huge mind drag. A decent one, it looks like. I think he got a few units there. But the Templar getting caught. A couple storms going down, and actually that was a pretty good storm, but only storming on these vultures, it's not going to be that bad. For NaDa, you're really happy to trade vultures for High Templar, and that's what he got there. Reach is actually attacking this base with his main army right now, though. I think this is a little strange, and NaDa, for a second it looked like he was going to try to fight this off, but instead, I think he's going to go for some sort of counterattack up in the top right, and it's pretty, well, I mean, there's Templar here now. Decent number of cannons. He might be able to hold this army off long enough for the carriers to clean up this army. And this is definitely the sort of situation where if you can clean out Terran's army once without losing your carriers, it's just done. Like, the game's over. You can't lose tanks when you're building only Goliaths, basically. So if you can reset that tank count and then just build gateway units, you're good. NaDa having a little bit of trouble pushing into this area, and the carriers are here now. I think what they're going to do is kill off the Goliaths and then go for the tanks. That's what it looks like they're doing. You just kind of got to pick one. Decent. I mean, honestly, these Goliaths are fighting okay against the carriers. They haven't actually killed one off yet, but they got some damage there on them. I think they were killing probably interceptors. I think one carrier just went down. Looks like a single Dragoon came over to this base trying to deny it. Oh, actually, there's a DT here, so it might actually get some good damage done. There is no detection where that DT is. Scan goes down, and it is seen. But this army of NaDa has been very successfully repelled by the carriers. And as the observers are pointing out, that base is mined out, so NaDa's actually going to be down on a one-base economy. And against, what, like 1, 2, 6? Probably like 3 mining base from Protoss. That is going to be super tough to deal with, especially when they've already successfully transitioned into I keep saying characters, but carriers is what it is. And these Goliaths are trying to get on top of the carriers. Do pick one off, so that's a nice little kill for the Goliaths. But there's just so many carriers now, plus the econ disadvantage for NaDa. This is looking super rough for him. I think we're going to see a GG soon. Well, unless Reach just decides to throw his carriers away like that. Lost all the shields on that one and did take some damage. But look how these interceptor numbers against like 4 Goliaths. It's just not a thing that you can really fight against. More carriers at home, finished, and producing more still. He's playing this game like I would, just continue making carriers forever because they're like really good. And there's the GG. NaDa knows it's over. And Reach is going to pull this one off. KT takes down SG in this first match here. Damn, pretty epic game. Well, epic for carriers anyway. It was an interesting one. Actually, I thought it was pretty back and forth, but when you let your opponent transition into carriers without punishing them, it gets really tough for a Terran to win from there. And so that is it. KT's going to take this one 4-3. Now this is double elimination, so we will see more SG games. Don't worry. Bracket will come back. Best name ever. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series, and I hope you tune in for the next one. Have a good one.